Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So in this video we will see how to install MySQL on Windows platform. So the first step is to search MySQL download on Google. Next we have to open the very first link that appears as a part of the Google search. So this will lead us to the MySQL downloads page, and if we scroll down a little bit, so we can see that there's this link which says MySQL Community GPL downloads. So we have to click onto this link. Now we are redirected to another page, and on the bottom left hand side of this page we have MySQL installer for Windows. So again we'll be clicking on this link. Now we are onto this page where we have the MySQL installer files to be downloaded. So there are basically two files that are available, one with a smaller size and one with a bigger size. So the file with the smaller size basically requires downloading of additional files once we start the installation process in our system. And the file with the bigger size does not require additional files to be downloaded during the installation process. So I'll simply be downloading the file with the bigger size. So click on download. Now there's no need of logging in or signing up. So we just have to click on this link, just start my download, and your download will get started. Now this download will take around 1 or 2 minutes. So once the download is completed, we will open the installer file and start with the installation. As you can see, my installation has completed. I have clicked onto this downloaded file and the installation will get started. So now you can see I have clicked onto the installation file and the installation process has started. So the first step in this installation is to choose a setup type. Now you can choose any of the setup, but we'll be doing a custom setup because we do not want to get additional files to be installed in our system. So we'll choose the applications that we want to download in our system. So we'll choose a custom setup type and click on the next button. Over here you can see the products that are available to be downloaded. So first of all, we have to choose the server that we want to install in our system. So we have to expand and reach to the innermost file within this particular section. So once we click on this file, this arrow will turn up green and we have to click on this arrow. So this application will move to the right hand side. So this particular application is chosen to be installed. Next, we have to choose the applications that we want to install in our system. So the first one is the MySQL Workbench. So we'll install the MySQL Workbench and similarly we'll move it to the right hand side. So MySQL Workbench is basically a graphical user interface where we can write our SQL queries. So these two are the files that we'll be installing in our system. So there's this another application which is MySQL Shell. So you can install this as well, but I won't be installing this in this tutorial because the server and the MySQL Workbench is what we need to practice our SQL skill on the MySQL Workbench. So once we have chosen the products that we want to install, we have to click on the next button. Now these are the two files that will get installed. So once we click on the execute, the installation process will get started. Now this will take around 1 or 2 minutes to complete. So I'll just pause the video till then. So now you can see that the installation has completed. So we have to click on the next button now. So the next step is to configure the MySQL server. So simply just click on the next button. So we have the type and the networking of the server. So we have to leave all the settings to the default. Simply click on the next button. So on the next step, we have to choose the authentication method. So we have to keep it to the default settings again. Now over here, we have to choose a password. Now this password will be required when we log in into the workbench. So please enter a password that you won't forget. Once you set the password, click onto the next button. Now again, keep the default setting at this place as well. Again, we have to simply click on the next, keeping the default settings. Now over here, all the configurations that we have chosen will get applied. So simply click on the execute button. Now this won't take much time. It will happen pretty quickly. So once this configuration application has done, we have to click on the finish button. Now you can see that the configuration status of the MySQL server is complete. Just click on the next button. Now we are on to the final step. So this is a checkbox which is by default selected. But this says that the MySQL workbench will open up automatically once we complete the setup. So if you want, you can uncheck this and then complete the setup, or you can keep it as it is. I'll just click on finish. As you can see that the MySQL workbench has opened up. So you'll have a default connection over here. So just in case you do not have a default connection, you can just click on this plus icon and then you can give any name to this particular connection that you want to give. So let's say I'll give it a name as MySQL instance. Then over here you have to click on the store and vault and enter the password that you set at the time of installation. So once I enter the password, I have to click on OK. Then we can also test the connection. So you can see that the connection has been successful. I have entered the correct password. Now we have to click on OK. This is the way that you can enter the or create a new connection. You can open either of these two connections. So this is basically the view that you'll see into the workbench when you log in into the first time. So on the left hand side is the navigation panel. So this has two sections. You can do the administration work over here, and the other is the schemas where you'll see the database in your server, and you can also look at the tables that are available. On the right hand side, there's this another video with another window that says SQL additions, and on the bottom you have the outputs window where you'll see the result of your SQL query, and in the middle is the place where which is the SQL editor where you will be writing your SQL queries. Now if you want to minimize these windows, you can see on the top right hand side, you can click on these icons and these windows will get minimized. So by this way, you'll get a complete view to write your SQL queries. This was all how we can install MySQL on Windows platform. So if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and do share it with your friends and colleagues.